Okay, this is the condensing unit video for the inspection, and we're on the east side of the house, and the electric service disconnect, this goes for both of them, should not be located on the walls behind the condensing units. When these condensing units were built, they were not required to have an electric service receptacle out here. So if they wanted to braze electrically or pull a vacuum, they'd have to bring an extension cord around. And while that's not ideal, again, it'd be nice if you had it, but it might be considered grandfathered in. So there's that. Now this is our data plate right here. This is our disconnect, how it's sealed up. This is our data plate. And what did we learn about this guy? Well, we learned some things about him. We sure did. We learned that he is 9 years old. He was manufactured 9 years ago, and he's got R410 refrigerant in him. That's the good stuff. Now, this equipment is engineered on paper to last 20 years. All right, it might last 35. But Las Vegas is going to give you 14. He's 9 years old. He's in the second half of an estimated 14-year service life average. Now it's dead. Texas Real Estate Commission, does it work or not? Okay, that's what they want to know. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out a little bit about that. It's warm enough today that we can run it. Some of our piping right here, okay, our refrigerant piping has the wrong kind of foam on it. So this foam comes apart, comes off, and exposes our line. That's right there. It's probably a SEER 14. Based on his age. Alright, he's the east unit. He's a 3-ton system, so I think he's a little larger than the other one. The coils are dirty. The coils are dirty right there. So we learned that our electric service disconnect should be sealed on 3 sides to help moisture from getting in. We learned that we got the wrong kind of foam. We do not have anti-theft Schrader valve caps. Look that up in the dictionary. Alright, we learned that it's got the good refrigerant in it. It's only 9 years old. It's got dirty coils, and it's not level. Now this is the case on both of these. We also learned that we do not have a rain diverter all over this unit to help protect it from rain coming down and crashing on here, causing your thermal blanket to rot, causing undue stress on your electricals and your fan. So rain diverter is kind of an important thing, actually. So that's what we learned. So we're going to go on around now. We're going to go on around. That little white hump right there is for your swimming pool. That's your main drain. So when you backwash the DE filter, that meets the municipality's requirements. So you don't create a vacuum and the trash goes back up in the swimming pool. So we're kind of moving on along. I think I'm going to start with the similarities, maybe. We do not have a rain diverter over this condensing unit. This is the west unit. Our electric service disconnect is behind it. Not supposed to be. And it should be sealed. And it has the wrong type of refrigerant piping. Unlike the other one, it doesn't have dirty coils, but we do have some hail damage on our coils over here. Now we got some hail damage on the, and some on that screen over there. So there's been some hail damage. Now, and this should be sealed, and we do not have an electric service receptacle. Now this is different, is our dead front cover is missing. We do not have a dead front cover plate on that. So people can just open that up, stick their hands in there like they can at the swimming pool commerce, and grab yourself a good dose of electricity. This is the data plate right here, where we learn, okay, unlike the other one that's 9 years old, this one's 17 years old. Remember, they're engineered on paper to last 20, but Las Vegas is going to give you 14, and it could last longer. Remember that? All track requires, all wants to hear about, is whether it works or not. Okay? Well, these phones are just going and going and going, aren't they? Good home, this is Bud. Somebody's calling because I should have received something. Well, there you go. This is our data plate. Okay, and this is what we learned. You know, it's probably overfused. It's 25 amps. The smallest breaker, 220 breaker that's in the electric service panel is 30 amps. So this is probably overfused. To be honest, they're probably both of the condensing units are overfused, but I can prove, you know, through the process of elimination that this one is overfused, and most likely both of them are overfused. Okay, also we learned that this is R22. Where's the size on this? I wanted 2.5 tons. Let me write that down. 2.5 tons. This has R22 refrigerant in it. And like the electric service panel, I can't condemn it because it's the manufacturer. It's just interesting. It's important for you to know that R22 is no longer manufactured. It's no longer legally imported in the United States. Do they have a stockpile of it? You bet. Is it expensive? It's expensive too. And they also sell drop-ins that aren't as efficient. But this is only going to be like, by the age of this system, it's only going to be like an R10. The one on the other side is R14. So is it going to cool? Yes. How long is it going to take it to cool? How much energy is it going to take for you to cool at a R10? How long is it going to take? You know, it's going to be this is going to be more expensive to operate, even though it's a smaller system. It's going to be more expensive. And then if an air conditioning guy encourages you to put a drop in, you might as well put him on payroll, because no air conditioning guy is going to want to follow somebody that installed that put a drop in it. It's called job security. No, you just need a new system. It's kind of like the Federal Pacific, you know, load center that I was telling you about. I said I can't condemn it because it's manufactured, but I would replace it. Now, I'm a little bit a hypocrite on this one, is because I have an R22 system, but I installed it new 18 years ago. I put it in. The R410 wasn't available. So since I did that, I'm going to run it till the wheels fall off. But you're buying into this house new with an antiquated system. Antiquated system. Now these are called Schrader valves. Look that up in the dictionary. Your refrigerant service ports. Alright? Your cap is missing. 90% of your refrigerant leaks happen at these valves. So these caps are actually important. And by today's standards, which we're not at today, they should be anti-theft. And then we were also missing the cap over here on this side too. It's a top valve cap. It's not the actual service port, but it's still important all the same. Important all the same. So what we learned, both of them need to be sealed. We do not have rain diverters over both of them. We learned the one over there is not level. We learned that this one has hail damage. This one has R22. This one is overfused for sure. This one, service valve caps are missing.